Doesn't get a lot of credit for how smart he was, how good his basketball IQ was. You know, he did all the dirty work, you know, dove on the ground, you know, took charges, got into people's heads, you know, frustrated them.
Dennis wasn't much of a talker as much as he was like a pest, would try to get in your head and do stuff to try to get you out of your game. That was his strong suit.
And Iverson talking to Dennis now. Iverson is really upset with Dennis. He is furious with Dennis. He is talking to him, and you know what? Dennis may have gotten what he wanted out of that.
Look at the way Rodman used to get inside people's heads.
Dennis Rodman still not in top shape, coming back from a knee injury, but he still manages to get into the mix on almost every play and always trying to get into the heads of his opponent.
Everything I do is for a reason. It's a purpose behind it. But the purpose is to accomplish at the end of the game, that W. That is it. That is it. If I do something distracting, that means there's a reason for that. There's a reason. As long as it helps my team, I don't care what it takes for me to do. Kicking the ball, throwing a computer on the floor and things like, I don't care. I love what I do. And I do it well. I make sure of that.
A guy like Patrick Ewing, you run into him off the court.
You know what, Patrick? You know what? He respects me.
Right.
You know what? I ain't gonna back down from his big ass. I'm gonna come out with the quickness. If he gonna hit me, but I'm gonna come with him big.
So Patrick is a pussy, right?
Of course.
Right.
No, Patrick's not a pussy. He just not well endowed.
Right. You've seen him nude?
A loose ball foul as Pippen and Ewing exchange shoves, and now they're going to. Let's see if they throw Rodman out of the game.
No, I don't think they're going to throw Rodman.
Technical foul.
Yeah.
2 technical fouls.
Yeah, double foul. As they come up the court.
And the Bulls, Dennis Rodman.
Let's see where this all started. Under the Bulls basket.
Little aggression right there. Started actually with Scottie Pippen. He goes out, he bumps into Rodman, then he pushes Rodman. Rodman just turns around.
Longley, remember, playing with 5. Illegal defense against the Bulls. So a technical foul awarded the Knicks. The Bulls call for time, and the Garden is rocking. Jordan for that left-handed dunk. Ewing with the rebound. From Oakley, Ewing for Starks. What an exchange! And Ewing is fouled. Rodman applauding it. And the selected. All right.
I love that. You know, this spirit, this sports spirit between Rodman and his opponent. I mean, he gave it his best shot, tried to stop Ewing, not to hurt him or anything. The guy just plays, he loves the game, and it shows so. Nice exchange, Ewing and Starks. Rodman loves the challenge.
It's a great character.
Oh, he plays with a smile, and he got a smile out of Patrick Ewing, who doesn't often smile with his opponents. A little high five there. Mutual respect.
Great character, but I think there are a lot of guys in the league who would prefer not coaching him.
The reaction here. Ewing gives and then goes. Look at that hard foul. I mean, that's right across the chops. And watch Ewing's reaction after he's fouled by Rodman here. He doesn't get mad. Look at this. He laughs him off.
Myers on the hop. Picked off by Ewing. Here's Ewing going all the way. 1/10 of a second to go. Patrick Ewing shaken up.
Has one thing on his mind, take it to the basket, and that should have been a foul on Dennis Rodman on the low bridge as he bent down and hip checked Ewing hard to the floor. Here's the collision. Should have been a foul.
Patrick Ewing. Slide closed by Houston. Harris on the recovery. And Jordan hits, but it will not count. And oh, look out. Rodman and Ewing face to face. Now Rodman already involved earlier with Buck Williams. Patrick Ewing was ushered aside by assistant coach Brendan Malone. They continue the discussion now with Chris Childs between them.
Well, here's the banging as Dennis Rodman put the elbow and arm out, which knocked Patrick Ewing down. But Patrick very careful when he came back up to get in the face of Dennis Rodman that he kept his arms down, so he didn't catch himself with a slap or a punch.
Like Xavier McDaniel. Inside of 4.5. A 6-point advantage. Ewing on Rodman. The basket goes counted and the foul on Rodman, who bumps heads with Ewing. Oakley steps in between.
Giving up so much size, weight, and all that, but he's working so hard. He's trying to get his leg in underneath Patrick Ewing to upset his balance. Patrick Ewing loves to turn to that right shoulder baseline. You've got to disrupt the rhythm of his shot.
Ewing got the step and rejected by Rodman. Brilliant play by Rodman, providing help, coming over to make the block.
Well, he may not defend well out on the perimeter, but he certainly does around the back.
Here's Rodman. Oh, he is walloped by Oakley, then straight armed by Ewing, and here we go. This will be a very difficult game for the officials.
Ewing smiling, keeping his cool.
This is difficult.
Heavy striking of one another, although it's quite physical, as you see on the replay. Now, Charles Oakley, as is his way, overdoes the physical play. He didn't have to put his arm around Rodman's neck on that play. And, of course, everyone wants to, quote, protect your teammate, which brings McDaniel, followed by Ewing in there, and then, of course, Lambier's typical behavior.
They're calling a flagrant foul on Xavier McDaniel.
Then Ewing and Rodman get into it. Ewing, the push, he gets the foul and the team for arguing. Fake cold pizza with Billy Hunter, and I get this.
But this is where the Celtics lost it, on this play, when it got physical between the X-Man and Dennis Rodman. And Rodman doing a slight acting job. X-Man getting the technical, he gets thrown out of the game.
Don't be fooled by pregame friendliness. Once the ball goes up, only the tough survive. No one has ever questioned David Robinson's talent. He has more than anybody, except for maybe Akeem Olajuwon. But he wasn't mean. Let's face it, David's a nice guy, a Christian family man. Enter Dennis Rodman.
He's a all-business type individual, and he doesn't want to talk any friendship or anything before the game and during the game. He's all about getting the job done and getting people out of your face. And I think that kind of toughness is what he brings.
Is this the Spurs getting into a rumble on the court? Welcome to Rodman Ball 1993, the enforcer.
The Detroit Pistons had Bill Laimbeer. The San Antonio Spurs have Dennis Rodman. But the biggest man of them all, the enforcer himself, is the X-Man, Xavier McDaniel.
The X-Man will get in your face in a heartbeat. X versus the Worm would prove to be quite a matchup.
No, I mean, he pushed Aaron. You know, I got to protect my quarterback, and but knowing Dennis, he's so hype, but he ain't gonna do shit, and so he didn't do nothing, so I didn't do nothing. I just told him, don't push my point guard.
Got to be mentally tough, and that's 1 through 12, and right now we don't have that.
But it's something the Spurs are starting to show the rest of the league: physical toughness. And what does McDaniel think about Rodman?
I'm going to get back at him. I'll kick his ass.
Rare miss for Detroit here in the second. And the loose ball foul on Rodman.
That is his first. Little brush fire with Rodman and McDaniel. Dick Pavetta, the official, jumping right in there to prevent any
McDaniel. And we have the first words of the afternoon between these two ball clubs. That's the way the series has gone. Dennis Rodman did not like the shove from Xavier McDaniel.
As Dennis Rodman is chasing the ball down, McDaniel comes in late, realizes he has no chance, just gives a little hip and body and sends Dennis into the front row, the VIP seats. These two guys have been hustling down loose balls the entire series for the 8.
That happened so quickly, it almost looked like it went through his hand.
And the foul called on Rodman. And McDaniel wanted to go at Rodman, and Oakley held him back. Xavier McDaniel did not appreciate the way he was manhandled. And a technical foul called on McDaniel.
Marvin has reached the point of outright dumbness. It's so disruptive to have this physical macho response to fouls.
Yes, the Knicks in particular have let it get away from them as they are overreacting on almost every call. As a result, another technical foul. Pistons now lead it.
Isaiah banged by Oakley, gave it to Woolridge, who got it swatted. Isaiah took a big hit from Oakley. And now McDaniel and Rodman have words. Jackie Nee steps between them.
Number 23, Marcus Waterman.
5:25 left in the third. And Chuck Daly will get Dennis Rodman out. Watch the bump on Isaiah. Bang by Oakley.
Tell you what, Oakley did a good job helping and recovering to get that shot block.
Great woofer, too.
Step and hit. 6/10 of a second remaining. All Malone and Rodman bumping each other. Joe Crawford on the scene immediately.
Karl Malone came into this final series saying he was not going to let Dennis Rodman get into his head. He was going to ignore him in every situation.
Watch the byplay here between Malone and Rodman. A sign of respect, actually, it appeared to me.
Récupération Corbin en déséquilibre total.
Oh, pas loin.
Finalement, on en restera là quand même.
Et maintenant, Rodman.
Encore une fois dans la raquette des Jazz. Entre Karl Malone cette fois et Dennis Rodman.
Attendez, moi j'ai bien vu une faute.
Has been out of the league since the Lakers got tired of Rodman's antics last April. Just his tantrums. Fourth quarter, he's whistled for what he felt was a phantom foul, and he gets in Malone's face, prompting a second technical foul, which got him ejected and on his way out of the arena.
Not leaving the court in a timely fashion.
And he's still there, and they need Dennis Rodman's contribution. He needs to get out of there.
Malone, it's a 1 for 13. Gets it back and a foul. And
Getting very close to something nasty. No digs out of this. It'll be an incredible mark. Rodman and Jerry Sloan did not like at all the fact that Rodman kind of threw a wild swing in there, and that will be a flagrant foul. Thank you, Bob. It's 82-62, 20-point lead. Here's Rodman. Boy, sky high when he comes down.
That's the reason that you have the flagrant foul. He made no attempt to make a play on the ball and just delivered a blow to the head. Karl Malone, wise.
My whole attitude is there's nothing he can do to get me kicked out of the ball game, and that's what it is. Come out tomorrow, they're gonna boo the shit. They're gonna do everything they can to distract me, but it's not gonna distract Dennis Rodman.
Rodman battling like crazy, but can't quite hold on. Rodman and Malone, and Rodman just trips Malone up. They got to call a flagrant here. They've got to call a flagrant. It's the third on Rodman. He and Karl Malone, regrettably, are scheduled to wrestle in one of those bogus events next month. Why Malone wants to lower himself to that is anyone's guess. And Rodman apparently wants to start the wrestling now.
I tell you what, I love what I'm seeing, the battle between these two guys. They're fighting, giving it everything they got. Both of them are trying to push and shove and gain position.
Karl Malone gives him a little knock. But at the end of the play, what I like the most is Malone and Rodman both gave each other a pat on the butt and said, hey, that's the way we play. That's the way we like to play.
Down, that's one. Here they go, two. Finally, the third time the foul is called, and I think it was a good no call.
That he's not going to let that throw him out of his rhythm. We saw where Dennis Rodman will get Alonzo Mourning out of his rhythm or some of the other guys. Malone understands Dennis Rodman, and he's not going to let that stack bother him.
Malone against Rodman. Harper there with help. Another offensive foul as Malone throws the elbow. And Rodman nods in both agreement and delight.
It's in Karl Malone's head right now. Boom! I'm going to give you the elbow. Dennis say, I'll take it, but I'll take the whistle, but that is there for the offensive foul.
Malone in between two red shirts pulls it down, and now he and Rodman all tangled up. And it's Malone's turn to laugh and taunt a bit.
It's a great hustle play by Karl Malone. You're going to see him. He just wants the basketball. Two Chicago Bulls, and he reaches in there with those powerful arms and just look at the will that this man has to go to this ball. He just wants it a little bit more than everybody else right now.
These two guys have been going at each other from time to time during the course of tonight's game. We talked with Karl Malone on what it's like in going up against Dennis Rodman.
I'm not going to get caught up in a Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman situation. I've walked away of situations in my life, and you call everything from a wimp to things you can't say on TV. But that's fine with me. I've worked 12 years to get here. I'm not going to look back when this series over with and say to myself, God, I shouldn't have did that.
Kastner bounces ahead to Leitner.
It's two
on the side. Yep.
Two and on the side, so Dennis gets his fifth foul. Smith down. He fires the ball over to Leitner, coming from the backside.
With 11 points, 4 more than his season average. Watch out. Rodman and Leitner doesn't want any part of Dennis Rodman. He doesn't want him to help him off the floor.
And so Dennis Rodman, who went at it with Dikembe Mutombo in the first half, going at it a bit now with Christian Leitner in the second.
Now, and remember now, in the last game that was played here, and Leitner had 37.
16 turnovers by the Bulls. They're a little more than their average during the year. Leitner with 9 on the clock, and a foul not in the act of shooting.
And that was smart by Longley. See, Longley just went right in and bumped Rodman off because he was going after Leitner. And you can see that. As Leitner, just watch as Leitner makes his move here now. Rodman's playing with the forearm. See, now as he hit him, now you see he caught him on the left arm. No doubt about it. See, Longley? Boom, smart. Get right in there before they're heated words.
He is guarding a guy, Christian Leitner, who in the 4 games this year averaged 24 points and 8 rebounds. So they know that he's got to work hard. And there's another cheap push-off. That's what we said earlier. The guards must come back in. That was...
And it's going to be called against the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah, good play that time by Rodman. Rodman jumped right in front of Leitner, and then Leitner knocks him out of there. Just watch this. See, as he turns around, watch what happens here now. He's going to push him right there. See, you can't do that. You can't extend. Just use your forearm. Hold him off with your forearm. You're strong enough, and that way it's going to frustrate him.
And Rodman and Leitner get involved. Leitner pushed Rodman away. Leitner looking at the official, Bob Delaney, looking for a call.
Well, right to the post up, and Dennis Rodman knows he is a marked man because they don't respect his defense inside. When Leitner came across, he felt he got fouled on the play. And now what Christian Leitner has done in situations with Rodman, instead of just taking care of his own business.
One another and yell, here it is again. And there it is. Rodman is hit by Leitner, so Rodman has a new foe and gives him a pat on the back.
See, he's trying to get to Leitner, and up until now, Leitner's doing an excellent job. There is a ton of physical contact going on. Now, just watch this between these two guys. Now, you see how he locked him up?
Now, right there, Rodman went under Leitner's arm, hooked him, and as Leitner pushed back, Rodman flops.
Late to time.
Now he's saying, look at that now.
Rebound Kukoc for a loose ball foul on the Pacers, and the Bulls will go to the line. Antonio Davis called for the push.
Well, it's interesting to see how the Pacers do their work on the offensive board. They do it with height and bulk. At the other end, the Chicago Bulls do it with the quickness of a Dennis Rodman, a Scottie Pippen.
Jordan played by Miller. Edwards. And Rodman taken down. Foul committed by Antonio Davis. Rodman upset. That is 2 on Antonio Davis.
And Michael Jordan very quick to get over and grab a hold of Dennis Rodman, not letting him get involved in any extracurriculars with people on the floor or on the bench. But Antonio Davis doing what he can to keep Rodman off the boards, and Rodman's so clever, getting his arms all locked up.
Bulls haven't missed from the field in this quarter. Antonio Davis tied to Dennis Rodman.
Have I got this?
Rodman and Davis were dancing. Antonio Davis has shoved Dennis away. Said, no, you're not my partner.
He's shoved. And a technical foul on Davis. Here they go. Here they go. If I have this dance for the rest of my life. And then Antonio Davis says, hey, and he draws a technical foul.
You see, I think what got Antonio Davis upset is that he wanted to lead.
But Ronnie Harper will go down, try to draw double figures here.
10 for Ron Harper. More importantly, the Bulls lead 88-72, and that is their biggest lead of the night, 16 points.
What happened before we went out, they're dancing, and Antonio Davis says, wait a minute, my card is full. Danny Crawford called a technical. Rodman
Into direction, misses with the right hand. Pip not having a good shooting night again tonight. Antonio Davis hounded by Rodman. Now a collision between Davis and Rodman. They swing at each other. And
Rodman
let's see.
got locked up with him. He didn't swing. Rodman did not swing at Davis. He got locked up, and they called a foul on Rodman coming down the floor. And a double technical foul now they call. All right, Dennis gets the foul down here of really challenging him. Right here he picks up the foul, and now
Randy Brown had been up before with his quickness to match quickness.
it's another foul on Rodman.
And a double Antonio Davis.
Well, you can see Rodman has him locked. Antonio Davis, you're not allowed to just push a guy out of there, but Rodman locked his arm.